You're listening to the AfterBuzz TV Network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your #1 source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, King Johnson.
From the AfterBuzz Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and Bing.com, and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AfterBuzz TV's Shameless After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. If you'd like to buzz in on tonight's show, you can buzz us at 424-256-1729. That's 424-256-1729. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AfterBuzz TV's Shameless After Show.
Well, all right. That is a lot going on over there. Yes, definitely worth the claps and the words of, just getting excited about this show. Shameless. Everyone watches, everyone talks about it. But first, let's just say the new intro. Did you guys like that?
I did like the new
Sir
intro.
Richard Wentworth. Do I say it?
That was nice.
Do I say it correctly? I always feel.
You did.
Yeah. So a couple new things, of course, letting everyone know that the great Maria Menounos is behind this project. Akamai Technologies, and of course, why wing it when you could bing it? That is definitely the way to go find what you need. And we find research on this great show, Shameless, and this is season 2 getting good right now. Episode 7, are we right? We're on episode 7.
Yeah, you're right. There's
Episode
only like
7.
5 or so left, that means.
Yeah, it goes by too quick. So many things to talk about. Of course, you are watching AfterBuzzTV.com. Thank you to the iTunes people, and of course, everyone who watches us on YouTube and comments and tweets and Facebooks with us. Anyways, my name is Ronnie Jr. Nice to meet you. Next to me is
Dorinda Barker.
such a lovely soul she is. Across the table, we have Mr.
DeTrinis
and Miss
Spicy Mari. You forgot who I was?
She was born.
tweeting to you, telling people to tune in.
Her birth name was Spicy Mari. That's exactly what it was.
right.
And of course, I've got such an appreciation for the booth now because I've been in the booth a little bit. So we gotta say thank you to Phil, who makes sure we
Thank you, Phil.
look good, sound good, the whole deal. Anyways, what
No
you guys?
problem. By the way, real quick, we will be making an app for your. There's
need
everyone's
that app.
always wondering,
Yeah.
when are you gonna get an app? We're gonna get an app. So it's
Yes.
Nice.
Excelente.
Well, I know from working in the office there with Phil, we move pretty quick here at AfterBuzz, so there's a lot of things coming up, a lot of announcements or whatnot. So keep on checking us out, and of course, we're gonna do Oscar coverage as well. So for some of the movies, we're going to step away from TV for just a second and cover the movies that are nominated. You're doing one of the movies.
I am the girl with the dragon tattoo.
Okay. So have you been doing your homework, your research?
I have. Thank you.
Okay. What are we doing as far as research and homework about this show, this episode of Shameless? What did you guys think, Tom? I feel like when we watch a show with you, you laugh and yell louder than any single person.
Yeah, I'm very vocal.
But
I'm
then
very
sometimes you're
vocal.
quiet and shy too. But at the same time, when you watch that show, you're like, ah, you know.
You get to see what I'm really like when I watch a television show. 'Cause
Yeah.
that I really like anyway. Like there's some really great moments.
Yeah.
I mean that they just have these one-liners sometimes that just really get me.
Well, you
Just
guys
really get me.
were season 1 After Buzzers watching Shameless, and you guys would tell me Kevin, and I was like, oh, okay, he's a cool character, but I didn't need much from Kevin. Kevin actually was really interesting in this episode. I thought.
Yeah, there's a lot of moments in the last season where he was just very sincere and honest, and he actually is one of the better characters, as I put that in quotes, in Shameless, I think. And you definitely get to see a lot of that this time around. And it was so heartwarming to see that, V really wants to have a baby. And, I think it was a really good moment right there. Because the two of them...
That's a baby sound effect.
Because the two of them really
No, I'm just crying right now. That's all.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, Ronnie, just wipe the tears. It's
Yeah,
fine.
sorry.
The two of them are just so really great, and there's a lot of fun, and they love each other very much, and it's just a really nice dynamic that brings, that the show has. So
Well, and it was such
nice.
a build-up because obviously maybe she wanted a baby anyway, but they missed Ethel, the real Ethel, and the bunny Ethel, So it kind of, I thought it was rolled out really nice on this episode, for the baby, for the sake of her wanting to have a child.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I liked it that they got a rabbit and they called it Ethel number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really fun. I enjoyed that moment.
Yeah, I mean, it's just V. I feel like we've always known her personality, but me, I didn't really ever know Kevin. But I was learning on this episode what he does with Stan. You know, as much as he cares for him. And your face is saying something else. Agreeing or disagreeing?
I'm agreeing.
Yeah, no, I'm
yes.
giving you credit because you guys knew Kevin first, and I was like, I guess he's cool, but he really is a sincere guy, like you said.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Today was definitely an endearing episode. We got to we got to see his affection and true. I mean, I believe his love for Ethel. And then you saw what him and V did was they go and try to replace Ethel with an animal, which a lot of couples do when they're not ready for the step of having a child. They'll get a pet in the meantime, so they have something to nurture and practice with. But I thought it was definitely a sincere and endearing episode for Kevin. This one.
Yeah, I mean, again, and it's not just the Ethel thing; it's also with Stan. Oh, did we think Stan passed away possibly in today's episode?
I did think that.
I mean, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
One of you here, I don't know which one of you was it. You, Tom?
Yeah,
that
it was
was
me.
like you made the. Oh, he's dead. You know.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he's dead.
Yeah. So he didn't die. What is the Stan Kevin relationship? What is just Stan is mean grouchy guy or what? What he just.
You know, he wasn't in the first season. Phil, right? He wasn't in the first season.
No,
the
not
old
at all.
man.
No, he wasn't.
No, he
in it
was
at all.
not. And neither was really. I mean, Kevin, we always got to see him, but he wasn't like a major
Yeah.
part.
No,
not
And
major.
that's
Like
why
they're
they
writing him
brought
in
him in, the old guy, Stan, to kind of broaden that.
Yeah,
scope
that kind of relationship. Yeah.
No, you had called it out. You're like, I think it would be good for the show if Kevin owns the what's it called, the alibi room.
Oh, did I say that? I don't remember.
Yeah,
but
no, I watch all of our AfterBuzzes in detail, and you think
like, "You said it."
you think I take notes for the show?
Oh my gosh.
No, because it builds, anyways. But somebody had made mention of it, anyways. But no, this was the episode that I was really like, wow, Kevin is so cool, and I want to see more and more with them. For the show's sake, I wonder like where it would go. You know, is it going to be successful, or maybe V can't have kids? Like, there's just a lot you can do.
Yeah,
with
probably.
right? I mean.
Well, I mean, it's also too if they like they talk about calling Stan's daughter and all that stuff. Kevin's also afraid of the fact if they call Stan's daughter and she comes, she's going to sell the bar, and then what is he going to do?
Right.
That's also
very true.
that has something to do with
But I
it.
thought he was
also.
trying to buy it though.
But yeah, he's trying to buy it. But if they call the daughter, she's not. She's going to be like, I'm
No,
done.
she's going to say
Oh,
no,
that's true.
absolutely
She might not
not.
sell.
Exactly. So he's thinking he does care about Stan, but I also think a lot of it has to do with the fact that he does want to buy the bar, and he loves the bar too. And if call the daughter, he's in trouble.
See, I wasn't thinking
Yeah.
about the selling aspect. I was thinking of it more from nobody wants to put the person who they love that's elderly in a home. So I'm thinking that it's more of the loyalty that he has.
Maybe a
towards
mix of both.
Stan.
Yeah.
I think honestly, it's a mix of both. I don't think that it leans one way or the other way. I think it's a little bit of both.
There's a lot going on with Karen in this episode. She with Jody, but is kind of pushing him out of her life for some weird reason. Is she overwhelmed? Finally, we forget she's a young girl. She really is a young girl, but she's facing adult-like actions to deal with. And so she has, I guess she uses that idea from Lip to have the abortion. Is that what she wants to do?
No, I think she wants to. Well, in the little preview that we had, that she wants to put up for adoption or whatever. I don't think she wants. Well, I don't think she can abort the
No,
child
not
at this point. It's way too far along. But I think that I think it's all kind of hitting her at once, and I also think she has commitment issues. I wouldn't be surprised if she, gets rid of Jody, is with Lip, and then all of a sudden, like, when it gets too intimate, she pushes him away too.
Pushes him away.
Or even goes back
She
to
has daddy
Jody.
issues, remember?
She's got some
Yeah.
serious issues
Yeah.
going on. And I love Phil. I really was thinking about you when she was talking about what to do with the $75,000 she'll get for her father, and she said she might get a boob job. Phil,
Phil likes her just the way she is.
that's right.
Oh, okay, got it. Yeah.
I wrote that, like, two things I wrote down. I wrote that and something else I'll talk about later, but that was one of them.
So we couldn't really pinpoint what it was that Jody was doing that irritated. I mean, it was little things that irritated her.
Right.
But what pushed her over the edge where she just decided she doesn't want to be with him anymore? Because that's kind of a big decision to make.
I think he's too loving. I think for her, he's too loving.
She needs a little bit of an asshole.
She needs a little bit of an asshole.
That always comes up. Like, so
gotta
women
be
need
a
to be
balance.
around
There's
bad
gotta be a
guys.
balance.
I'm gonna
Yes.
jump in
Wait.
only because and Ronnie, you actually know the argument. On Justified, we did sociopath versus psychopath,
Yes.
and a sociopath is one who doesn't plan much. They're spontaneous violence and things like that. And I think Karen, in many ways, she lacks intelligence, and in conclusion, she's a sociopath.
So that sums up
All of
why
that
she
is
is.
true.
Because she's not a psycho, but she's definitely a sociopath.
Yeah, like she
Yeah,
doesn't.
and she doesn't love herself by any means. And like Jody loves her, and like how every morning they're having the morning sex.
Yes.
And they put on Kiss from a Rose by
my
Seal,
God.
by the way, which I think is hysterical.
Which is hilarious. If someone put that on when they were having sex with me, I'd be like, I can't, I'm laughing. I'm laughing in your face.
You can't
I'm laughing in your
function.
face.
And then what he says, I wrote it down because she's like, why do you do that? And she goes, it's like giving you all my joy and pain all at once.
Oh my God.
When he's having intercourse with her and then he cries afterwards.
Exactly,
Yes.
exactly.
Oh my
Did
God.
he cry on the last episode too?
He
a little
cries
bit?
every time they're
He
intimate.
cries.
Yeah.
Not a respectable, quality in the sense of you want your man to cry on your shoulder when he's actually going through something, then you feel closer with each other, but
Yeah.
not after you're intimate. Like that's when you're supposed to be like, I am man, hear me roar. You're supposed to be getting up and making him breakfast. It's not supposed to be the other way around.
I don't know.
Is that one of the main reasons she's being drawn away from him? I mean,
I don't think she respects him, and I think every woman needs to respect their man in order for there to be longevity involved.
right.
Yes. I agree with that 100%.
And it's very sweet that he loves her, and I think that once again I think there has to be a balance. You have to have love in the relationship, but he still needs to be leading the relationship and kind of be the boss of the relationship.
He's not leading
And he's
nothing.
not.
No.
He's definitely not.
So that's
he's
why
not, he's not the man of the house.
Yeah, I think he's too soft for her in that, like, he's like very, he's very touchy. He's
Right.
very like,
He's playing Air Supply.
Yes,
outside the window, yeah.
Dude. Which,
So
by the way,
funny.
love that song. But
What about that scene?
my
Her,
God.
she's giving
She's-
attention to Lip at the same time.
Exactly. And Lip is watching and goes, I can't do this.
I don't think anyone could.
I know
Okay.
you have to have somewhat of a conscience.
How
Yeah.
bizarre, yeah. I think the only character that could do that in this show would be Frank. He would be the only
Yes.
one who could be
Yeah, he would
in a
either.
situation where the girl that he was with, ex, is singing and he's still receiving some type of attention. How do you do that? That was definitely too much.
I mean, I'm not surprised that they were able to do that because they have this like awkward, weird relationship anyways. It's kind of like, it makes sense because they both are dysfunctionally in love with each other. So
Yeah.
it makes sense for them to be able to do that. But I feel like he is more normal to her than what Jody is. And so I think that's why she's starting to remove herself. But she's also irritated because any man who brings his friends from tattoo school into the house that starts telling you what to do with your child is
Yeah.
going to annoy the hell out
And
of
have
you.
the baby.
Yes.
Just have the baby. Don't
Have
go
the
to the
baby
hospital.
in the bathtub.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
So
I
that you
also
can save
think
money.
it became a real moment for her.
Yes.
Like, wow,
Yeah.
I
This is her
really-
reality.
Yeah.
I really don't
This-
like
yeah.
this person.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she really. I mean, that girl who was talking about the birth and the 9-pound
Being
baby.
sliced.
The episiotomy.
I just
Right.
can't. I had some problems.
She's like, wow, you're
I had some
pregnant?
problems.
I love that part because you're pregnant.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
why do you think I'm eating so much?
Oh my God! It's like what's that show? I didn't know I was pregnant. Do you know that show?
Yeah.
On
I've
TLC
heard of
or
that
something?
show.
Heard of it. I
God.
haven't really
And it's a
seen it.
bunch of overweight girls who are just like, I didn't know, and we're like, go on a treadmill.
No,
I said it.
it's
I
weird
said
though. I
it.
knew a girl that actually was just like that.
What?
We didn't know she was pregnant, and then all of a sudden she cranked out a baby.
Oh,
In fact,
wow.
the week
Was she
before,
an overweight girl?
I mean, not huge, just a little extra hamburger
Oh, well,
eating.
then that's interesting.
Yeah.
That's
So it
interesting.
can be. So it's reality. It
No, it's
happens.
reality. Well, because my
But
friend
the
was
week before-
pregnant for
yeah.
a while, and no one had any idea. So
Anyway,
But
Yeah.
in this particular situation, I feel like like what you said, like she woke up, she realized this was her reality, and these are people that are going to be a part of her life forever now
So
if
she
she
want-
stays with Jody.
she'd rather go with Lip
Yeah,
and that.
she's like,
I already know
I
this
thought I was
crazy.
leaving
Yeah.
dysfunction, and
Yeah.
here
Yes.
I come.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
And
this
just-
crazy is better to me than that crazy.
Right.
Proves Phil's
Right.
point. She don't think much through. She thought she was gonna escape
Yeah.
that and go to Jody. He's just worse, or
He's got his own issues.
And at least Lip, they have that connection, or she always strives to have that connection with him. Lip and Ian, it really became. We've seen a couple episodes where they were building this tension. It really became just fight it out. I mean, and that was from the grandma.
Yes.
The grandmother. I like the grandmother a
I
little
do
bit in
like
this
Grammy,
episode.
even though she's
She was-
crazy.
In this
Well,
episode,
like
a
you
little.
said, there was some real like compassion and some. What was the word that you gave it? I don't even remember.
Empathy, compassion.
Okay, yeah, something like that. We
sympathetic,
got a lot of like
vulnerability,
we got a lot of
sensitivity.
like sensitive moments in this episode. There were a lot of like
Vulnerable.
you
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of what
all
word
of
I
those
gave
things.
you.
Those things. Well, when you're describing like Kevin and stuff like that. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
But that's what I feel like was happening too.
Yeah. Well, she kind of forced them to go ahead and fight it out, and they did, and it was like simple. That was the end of it. There wasn't much to it. So that story arc is pretty much done now. I mean, they're cool, and they're gonna go have a beer, and they're gonna kind of move on.
Now see that? That's the kind of winning attitude that's going to take this enterprise straight to the top.
So just punch somebody.
Yes.
But I
yes.
also
But they need that moment, though. They need
They
that.
needed that.
Yeah,
they
there was a
had
lot of
to
tension.
do it, and I loved when after it was over, when Ian said, I don't like being in your shadow. I don't want to be in your shadow anymore. Well, and it was such a touching moment because you get it.
I was gonna say this. I mean, the girls can't probably relate, but hopefully the guys can. And you know, whereas girls they hold a lot of emotions in, guys, you know what? We just knock each other's teeth out or whatever, and then we're like, all right, that's cool. We're cool. Good
I get into bar fights all the time like that just to really get it out.
I'm one of 5 girls.
But that's
We've
like
had
a
our
real
fist
issue
fights.
too. I mean, me and my sister haven't ever gone to blows, but I'm the oldest, and then it goes her, and she does. She gets my clothes that I can't fit anymore, and she. But you know,
but that's the same thing as just always having a reason to kind of complain. Like you could be like I'm the oldest. I actually used to complain a lot. I'm the oldest in my family, and I would be like, oh, it's actually more difficult because you got to do everything. But that's what I'm saying. I'm now 100% like a glass half full person, so you don't really use the. I thought it was kind of lame in a way that Ian did have to use that, like, oh, I'm in your shadow. Oh, well, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone has their own set of circumstances.
But in the second child defense, because I understand where my sister's coming from now.
You're the first and the second child?
No, I'm saying in defense of my sister.
Spicy.
In defense of my sister, because you're a firstborn.
Yes.
So you understand. You have to, you don't know what it feels like to be second because you've always been first.
Well, and they also don't know what it's like to, as the oldest, I feel like almost every oldest child I've ran into is very nurturing towards the second and the third, whatever. And that's all Lip was sort of trying to do, and he really wasn't even trying to do that much.
Well, yeah, but that still doesn't make the difference from how
Ian feels.
Right. Thank you, and that was my point that I was trying to say.
You know, because also being the oldest, you know, there's always going to be that because they look to you.
Exactly.
Even if you mess up, they look to you, and they're still going to be like, oh, you messed up. Da, 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 da. Or if you're getting all these accolades, they're not getting them.
There's always a comparison.
Like, you're always going
Plus
to do
that age, what are they? They're both in high school right now. Like that would be the only age. Do you have a brother? I don't know if you do.
I'm one of 6 kids.
Oh, wow.
That would be. I would feel like that would be the only age that me and my brother ever.
Yikes.
Really. Me and my brother, who are how many different, how different in age are they? 2 years, 3 years?
Like my brother's like 11 years from me, but then my sister's 8 years from me. So there's a big gap.
No, I'm talking about
I thought you meant me.
No, because
we're still talking about
because me and Richard.
We're still talking about you.
We're still talking.
No, we're talking about you.
Off topic. No, me and Richard are 3 years apart, and I'm assuming
that's a good number,
and that's pretty close to them.
I think that's them.
Richard and I, I
think he's in 10th grade and Lip is in 12th.
I was a senior.
I
was a senior. Richard was a 9th grader, and Richard got to do stuff I didn't get to. He was like my little buddy, and I always took care of him, but I never thought he felt ever that, oh, poor me. He enjoyed it because he got to go hang out and
right with the older kids.
Yeah, he got to hang out with the older kids. So I thought it was just an interesting take on it for just Ian to look that way. But you do.
I know, because you still don't understand what he has an issue with Lip for.
Not really, because
you still are like, what did he do wrong?
But I like Ian's character a lot on so many other levels. But just this particular like this complaining thing, I can't get behind. What noise is that?
I think that's crickets.
Is it crickets?
That's the crickets of what's going through your mind because you guys can't figure them out.
Okay.
Yes.
I thought you wanted me and Ronnie to duke it out. We were gonna.
Oh my God, that'd be great.
The fight solves everything.
I would do the bell.
Burbank Boulevard. You guys are totally gonna duke it out. Well, I'm a second child, and I don't. My older sister was 3 years older than me, but all of us kids were so different that we all kind of had our own thing, and no one ever compared us to the next one, which is very abnormal because usually there is a lot of comparison happening. But I feel like in this instance, Lip is very intelligent, and Ian has different smarts. And so I think that sometimes, Ian is jealous of his brother at times, of his assuredness and his, his quick thinking and stuff like that. I believe that's probably what he wished he had.
Right. Okay.
And he really
That's
looks
fair.
up to him.
That's fair, yeah.
And the secret that Ian's keeping, and he's leading a secret life where everything is out there.
Yeah.
So don't you think that there's something about that too? Because Ian has not come out yet to anybody except for Lip and a couple people.
I think Fiona knows.
Fiona knows. There's
I thought you guys said the whole family knows.
But Frank doesn't know.
Well, except for Frank.
And even though as much as Frank is who Frank is still his father, and he still hasn't told his father, and he still hasn't. There's a lot of other people he hasn't told.
Right.
So you're saying it's like a jealousy thing, like Lip can.
Well, in a weird jealousy
weird
way.
way.
In a weird way. But I think it's
so maybe we'll still see more of that in the next episode.
Yeah, there might be a little bit more of that, or I think that now that they're talking, they'll be able to kind of like work it out a little bit. I don't think it's gonna really have like a driving force because it was unfortunate that they were always like so chummy with each other. They were like, you know, two peas in a pod.
Fiona said, "I need you to."
Yeah, because they were the glue. They really were, because they're good kids. You know, it's just they do some crazy things, but they were helping her out so much.
Oh yeah, well they keep it all together for her when she's trying to keep it together and about to fall apart.
Her rock.
When she falls apart, they pick up the slack.
Yeah.
We didn't see all the kids in this episode. Deb was in it a little bit.
Yeah, not so much Deb.
And I like her character a lot. But we saw Carl a little bit bonding with the grandma in the weirdest way. Anyone want to just take that?
Trying to work things out, make everybody love her once again. I thought it was very endearing when she was like, "Not too smart, huh? I'm going to teach you a skill."
I literally was about to cry.
Meth.
Yeah, it happened to be meth.
Their child to make meth.
Yes. I mean, that was really funny, but the moment before I found out that it was meth, I was really, like, feeling horrible for Carl because his face, like, the look on his face when she's like, do you know, you're not very good at school, and he had this, like, shameful look on his face, and I was like, oh, I just want to squeeze.
I was like, he's good at blowing up and killing people.
Yeah,
Like, he's good at
Carl
killing
is good at being
animals.
bad.
Carl's good. Carl's going to be a serial killer.
Is that cowboy music?
No, it's the Breaking Bad theme song. Because now they're making meth.
They are making meth.
How about Carl
I love that
blew up
theme
the
song.
house?
I mean, and Carl's how young, and that's the conversation he's having with his grandma.
Oh my God.
But she has him over there scheming at the grocery store in order to get Sudafed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was an ingredient.
Well,
in
you
meth.
know, here in West Hollywood or in Los Angeles, Sudafed is sold behind the counter because meth
I'll
making
go even
is
a
so
step
horrible.
further. I'll go even a step further.
Go for
It's
it.
actually sold everywhere like that, Tom.
Okay, thank you.
But
No, because on Long Island, when I was at home on Long Island, it was like there on the
People driving
counter.
to California for
Why it was just available.
But it used to be there's like the fake Sudafed and there's the real Sudafed, and the real Sudafed you have to buy from someone. And I was just yesterday cough medicine now too. They were like, "Can I see your ID?" I was like, "Wait, I'm not buying any alcohol. What is this for?" And they're like, "The cough medicine." And I'm like, "Why?"
Wow.
There
Because you could be
go.
making meth. I was like, "All right, good to
there
know."
you go.
What is the
But
ingredient
cough medicine
that
also
is
has alcohol
required?
in it too.
Does anyone know the ingredients required?
I don't remember
Like,
what
what's
I
in
don't
it?
know what it is.
No.
That they
I'm gonna
kinda
save
like
you guys.
excavate
I don't
it.
want to put you on the no-fly list, so let's
Yeah.
not go.
Yeah, oh yeah.
We don't want.
We're not
I mean,
gonna.
just
No,
gonna
we do
cook
not
some up at the
condone.
house. I was just trying to
No,
figure
do
it
not
out.
condone.
Jonas is hard. I want some
Listen,
money.
you don't need to do that much research into everything.
I'm gonna
if
go
you,
back and watch the episode so I can see how to make it.
Because if you did, you'd end up being as crazy as the rest of these characters. You don't have to do what they do. It's just a TV show. It's scripted.
I'm gonna bing it. Bing.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Bing. Oh, Bing. We do not support.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Just play.
Yes.
Did we have any other highlights with Grandma? Because again, she was a little more interesting in this episode. I actually thought maybe this would be the end of her, though. I don't know why I kept thinking this would be
I
the
still
end of
know
her.
We're
that
not
she's
done with
got
her.
a few
She's
more.
going to torture Frank as long as possible.
And
Yes.
do you guys want that? You crave
Yes,
that?
I love
I'm okay.
it.
Yes.
I'm okay with her
I
going
wrote
at
a
some
list
point.
of everything that she did in order to torture him on today's episode. And it started with, of course, her bathing him. And then he has to put the pins on her.
Yes.
Then he has to rub her feet. Then he has to powder under her tits.
Oh, that was the funny one, yeah.
And-
Because it was shaping, yeah.
Yes.
Shaping, yeah.
And then Kevin tries to sell her Frank tries to sell her to Kevin and play Match.com with her and Stan.
Yes.
Frank
God,
is
could
a
you-
matchmaker.
It's
Yes.
so funny.
Could you imagine those Stan and the what's her name?
Grammy?
Grandma?
I can see
no.
that. You know,
God.
two old people.
And how many times
love-
has Stan got to be naked in the
my God.
in the
It's
series?
ridiculous.
I wonder
Ridiculous.
if he had to audition in that
I mean, his butt
outfit
has
in
been
order
shown-
to get casted for that part.
What's up, Dorinda?
What about when he walks into the bar to go to
Yes.
the baseball game, and then the patrons are like, "I heard about this, but I've never seen it." Like, I guess
Like
he
he's
has
packing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
referring to
he's fat.
Stan's big
He's
wang.
junk
Yes.
in the
Yes.
front.
Oh, it was so
Right.
disturbing.
You're right. He had to audition with
The thunder down under.
all this
Oh my God.
prosthetics, but still
But
interesting.
still.
You
They're
never
like, we need to see you
know.
naked for this role, Stan. He was like, okay.
He's just a naked
I mean, he's been
town.
naked in so many
Yeah,
episodes.
he has. Yeah, he has.
It's very unexpected because you never see it's just.
But it's funny. Like, it's funny. If it was like a little girl, we would be grossed out. But because it's like
Yes.
an old,
Yeah,
wrinkly
it's
man,
very
it's
funny.
okay.
It's very funny.
Yeah, and they
very
do crazy
funny.
things.
Yeah. I also enjoy what when after they came back from Indian
Ronnie
bingo,
doesn't like this topic.
they went after the list.
No,
they
there
went
was
to
just some
bingo.
stuff.
Oh, bingo.
Yeah, because he made her go to Indian bingo, and then they came back to the bar, and she brought everyone around, and she said, "Except for you, insert old lady's name, you miserable excuse for a vagina."
Yes, that was the spicy joke of the night. I was dying when she said that. She called that lady out.
I cannot believe she said that.
She has a mouth on her.
I love her.
But you see, Frank's not saying as much mean stuff
No.
now that they've
No.
incorporated her role into the show, because she's like cleaning the floor with all of them.
Well, what about what the guy says to Frank when they walk into the bar? So, Frank, how much did you win?
Yeah, and he's nothing. He says, "F you, buddy." F you.
But like you can tell Frank's really affected.
Is he like reserved, or he don't know how to act? He doesn't want to act the same way.
Well, I have the same issue with my mother. Her personality's so big, it triumphs the entire room when she steps in.
Yeah.
So I think
Really?
it's the same thing with his mother.
Yes.
So when Grammy's talking and we see Ian walk in to use the restroom and she starts talking mess about Ian, you can Lip, I'm sorry. When she starts talking mess about Lip going to the restroom and Frank tries to like get kudo points with Mom and she's like
a live bathroom break right
talking
now.
mess to him and not
Yeah.
because he's trying to win her over. He wants to get in there. He wants approval from her and she's not giving it to him.
No, and I'm so glad that she's not, because he's such a jerk. And just, it's so great to kind of just see the fact that he does have to take care of her. And I love that he has at least a little bit of like a human inside of him, because he still does. He does everything she says. He complains about it, but he does everything that she
Yeah.
says.
Probably because of the
you do
acceptance,
see
like
him,
you say.
washing
Yeah.
her back,
It's not like
brushing her hair. It was like it was
That was a
endearing.
beautiful
Once again,
moment.
an endearing moment for
Oh,
Frank.
Yeah, an endearing episode.
And he's not going to say no to her.
But
No.
but then you see him plotting with Fiona. So they team up.
Yes.
And now they're trying to figure out
Those
how
are
they're going
fun
to get
scenes.
Grammy out of the
Yeah.
house. I love that like Grammy's making Fiona and,
Well, I was
and
gonna
Frank
say,
kind of
I
get
love,
closer.
I love Fiona Frank's scenes, because it was like the time where she was running across into Sheila's house, and,
Yeah.
and they turned into the same person, but they seem so different. They
Right.
don't see eye to eye, but then when they're together for that common bond, or
Yes.
something's wrong or whatever.
And then the other episode
They-
where she tells him like, "Don't feel bad. My parents suck too."
Yeah.
They just keep having these bonding moments off of Grammy.
and we all enjoy seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, Fiona definitely had a lot going on in this.
Yeah, speaking of.
Well, and I know we'll wrap it around to the Steve thing, but there was even some stuff with her other best friend, Amy Smart's character is
Jasmine.
Yeah,
Jasmine.
there was some stuff with that too, and they were on the boat.
Awkward.
That was fun to watch. I mean, the whole everyone
The
went.
yacht party.
Kevin went.
Yeah.
V went, and Fiona.
And
also.
then Jasmine revealed that she invited Steve and his wife
Yes.
to come. I thought that was a little
She was the one who did it.
inappropriate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I knew when I saw him on the boat, I was like, "Oh, it's Jasmine," because Jasmine's dirty business.
Yeah, she is.
She's not a good egg.
Well, you can tell because she doesn't take any responsibility for her children. Like there's
No.
something wrong with a mother who doesn't want to
Children?
be.
Yep.
She has
She has
kids.
kids.
Oh, really?
And every single time
Yeah.
she says that her husband likes doing that stuff, he's gonna feed
Oh,
the kids. He's gonna
Yeah, it's
clothe
because,
them.
and she's just because she doesn't want to, and because she's being
forgot.
a selfish brat.
So she's having an affair.
I can't imagine how bad those kids are going to turn out. That's going to be Shameless 2.0 next
Right.
in
Yes.
10 years.
Exactly.
Well, but I think their dad is a really good dad, or whatever. I think from what we're
Well,
learning.
isn't he kicking her out though now? Isn't she
Well,
kind
yeah,
of
he
on her
kicked
own?
her out.
And then
found out
her,
about the
and then his
affair.
mistress, or his mistress, her whatever, the old dude David who has the boat,
Right.
kicked her out as well.
Because he didn't know she was staying on the boat.
And then she throws a party. If you are staying somewhere
Low key, yeah.
Incognito.
and you don't want anyone to know, you don't throw a party like that.
Right.
No.
Right.
You might
No.
have a few friends over, but you don't like do the business.
You sound like you
Yeah.
know what you're doing over there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But it did look like a fun party though.
No,
Like-
it did, but
and
how
they all-
uncomfortable. She should have asked Fiona first, do you feel okay with me inviting Steve? Like, what if Fiona was very uncomfortable and she
And
didn't
she
want to
was
address
very
the
uncomfortable.
issue then? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that was a little bit inappropriate. And I knew that there was this weird, awkward, undying, burning love that
Yes.
she secretly had for Fiona.
Yes.
Oh, you
Oh,
knew
yeah,
that?
it's
Yes.
Oh.
I kind of felt that. I felt
Ever
like there was
since-
some love going on with
Ever
them.
since the beginning, when that character came in, I think she was in there last season as
Yeah,
well.
that's how they met up. Is at the school. That's how you
Yes,
knew that
the
she
school,
was married
yes.
and had the kids.
Right.
Yes,
It's
yes, yes,
because
yes,
at
yes,
the
yes.
school.
She ever since then, I'm like, there's a lesbianic quality going on here.
Yeah, you felt that
I would have
too.
said that about V more so.
No.
Oh really? Oh no.
V loves her
V
some
loves
Kevin.
loves
Yeah, she
Kevin.
loves
No.
her
But
some
V
Kevin.
just seems like she has free love to give.
Oh, she's
Maybe-
got free love, but I don't think she has like
No.
Fiona love.
No.
She loves Fiona
Yeah.
like a sister.
No,
I don't
that's
think that
very
she
And
loves
she's
her.
not as
family,
affectionate.
family.
V's a little bit more guarded. Like,
Yeah.
you saw how she was acting kind of towards Ethel. I don't
Right.
think that she's as like lovey-dovey butterflies.
Right.
Where Amy Smart, Jasmine's character, is more like she kisses Fiona. You know, she's like all over her. She comes over to the house uninvited, unannounced. And so I felt like she was a little bit more pushy, and then had the audacity to say, "I've done everything for you."
Right.
Who do you think you are?
Talking about at the end,
To Fiona. Yeah, Fiona runs that entire household.
Yeah, no, that was not okay.
And so, like, I knew that there was going to be some tension there. I didn't realize that it was going to be that big explosion, though. Like, she starts going a little cuckoo.
Well, and it's like we've been saying about every character here. They try to be nice or try to be cordial or whatever. And the moment someone throws something their way, they like attack the person. And that's like, Fiona didn't deserve to get attacked like that, and she certainly did by Jasmine. You know.
Yeah, definitely.
It wasn't fun. What about on the boat? You saw the mankini, and Steve was rocking the mankini.
I think you called it a mankini, didn't you?
No, she called it a mankini.
I was like,
I thought you called it a mankini.
Yeah.
I'd never heard that. I was like, I remember somebody saying mankini. I was like, mankini?
Steve had been in Brazil for a long time, and he said that's how he's rocking it. So
that is too funny.
Yeah, and it definitely was thongish.
It was.
Because when he jumped in, you saw the back of it.
Yes.
I must have been looking down at my notes for that. Dang it, we got to rewind that part.
No, it was ass all over the screen. Yeah.
Man, I only saw the old man's ass today.
Aren't you lucky?
You're taking notes of the awkward times. Yeah.
Darn it.
Well, this show, how much ass can you see? I mean, there's quite a bit.
I thought we were gonna see
was
more
Fiona
bikini
naked today too?
I know.
No.
Oh, that was the girlfriend. That was Steve's girlfriend.
This was going to be an opportunity to see Fiona in her bikini. Like, I thought it was going to be.
She was in her bikini.
But I mean, we didn't really get to see that much.
No, it was definitely like a conservative bikini.
Yeah.
If you can even call a bikini conservative, but it was a more conservative version.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you didn't see like them. But you did. Oh, Steve's wife. Yeah, you saw her little silhouette.
I almost thought that was her for a second, but yeah, that was.
So did I.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, because I really want them to make out.
And that's how they roll out the scenes. They roll out the scenes where you're like, well, who is that's? Got to be Fiona. Wait, no, it's not.
But when they have the heart to heart at the top of the yacht together, Steve and Fiona, and he says, "Just say the word, I'll leave her." I don't understand why Fiona got offended by that.
Yes.
I understand that.
Oh, you don't get it?
If you'll do it to her, you'll do it to me, kind of thing.
Oh, so
like
what's wrong with
leave.
that?
But he already admitted, I don't love this girl. She's nothing to me. I only married her for, business reasons.
Right.
So, and to live from, so the drug dealer doesn't kill me. So why would she get so offended by that? Like, she knows he doesn't love her.
I know. I didn't really understand that moment either. I was like, what? Wait, why? What? Hello?
Those are the words you've been waiting to hear.
Yeah.
I know, but it is like what you said. She knows that he's not to be trusted, and that's maybe her biggest gripe. Like,
I think that is.
Maybe she's just she's already been through enough with him, and then that's like her final.
Maybe it's, you're going to do to her what you did to me.
That's what you said, yes.
No, but in the sense of the lying part. Like, before I was saying in the leaving part, but now I'm saying like in the lying part. He lived a whole entire lie with her, so maybe she's saying, oh, now you're going to live in a whole entire lie with this girl, and it's never going to stop. It's like going to be a reoccurring cycle.
She's seen enough of what she doesn't like about him, and it has to do with a lot of lying, and she can't take it. She can't accept it. I don't think the name thing is that big of a deal. I'll go on that. Is the name thing that big of a deal? Like,
well, if you found out I wasn't really Spicy Mari, would you be offended?
No, I'd love you all. I'd love you all the same. Virginia or whatever your real name is.
Let's say
Sally.
you two were together for years, like they were like a year or whatever, and getting very serious. All of these things. All of a sudden, you know him as Steve, and then boom, his name
lying
is
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Bad either way.
And then he's actually comes from the right side of the tracks, not the wrong side of the tracks.
You'd be like,
he's portraying himself. I would be like,
very
okay.
good.
Yeah.
Lying is bad altogether.
Right.
Understood.
I think that, because she opened herself up so much to him.
Yes.
The fact that he didn't let her know about this little piece of information, she's really just like, I let my guard down for you.
Yes, and she did.
And now I
she's
have to
usually
put
a
my
tough
guard
cookie.
back up.
Yes.
Right. And I have to be tough with you now.
Vulnerability.
Yep.
That is the
It goes
word of the
back.
night.
There you go.
The word
Because
of the night.
V was vulnerable today too.
Yes,
and we don't normally see that.
Yes.
That's fun to watch. I like that.
She plays the hardcore. I am woman, hear me roar. I'm strong. And this episode, she admitted, I think, that I pushed Ethel away, and admitted that she did love Ethel.
I don't think she pushed Ethel away though.
No, I think she was just trying to take some responsibility
okay.
for it, and she it was like kind of her moment to admit to Kevin that she
Is Ethel not coming
sympathizes
back?
with him too. I don't think Ethel's coming back.
I don't know. I said
gonna
last
need
week.
Ethel to come back.
I said last week that we're gonna see something else.
But then again, whenever somebody leaves, I'm like, Cash is coming back, Ethel's coming back.
Right,
but
right.
I
Oh,
think-
Cash. That's
yeah.
right.
We'll do predictions in a little bit. Let's wrap up real quick before we do a commercial, though. So there is the "I love you" comment at the end, or there's the big moment at the end of the show between Fiona and Steve.
Yes.
Somebody wants to
You're making
jump.
me horny.
Whoa!
Wow. Wow.
Is that what happened?
I missed that one.
That was
We
the end
must
of
have all been writing at that
show.
moment.
Yes, we must have.
So yes, there was that comment at the end.
He said that I love you to her.
Well, he also said too, he asked her, why didn't you come to the airport? Why didn't you come? And she's like, well, I was on my way. But the fact is, she still didn't show up, and he waited for her, and she broke his heart too.
Right.
And that's a form of rejection.
Yeah, exactly.
And when you do that, like, the man will act out. You know, and that's probably why he went on this whole Brazilian rampage.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, you know, it's that last moment where in last season where there was the am I going to go on the plane or am I not going to go on the plane moment. It was really heart-wrenching.
I teared up. I have to be honest with you on that last moment in the subway, in the train leaves, and she's still standing there. Oh, I'm kind of getting a little tired.
Oh, no.
It was a deep moment. It's like, do you go with
really
love or
incredible.
do you take care of your responsibilities?
Yeah, it was a really rough.
And she has to take care of her responsibilities in this
Yeah,
situation.
she signed on for another season.
Okay, real quick, we'll jump to a commercial. We'll do some predictions, and I guess we're pretty much wrapped up after that. So here is a commercial from AfterBuzzTV.com.
AfterBuzz TV.
Hi, I was once like you, a lazy, angry loner whose only joy was watching TV and surfing the net. And, like you, after I'd see one of my favorite TV shows, I'd be so excited and have so many questions that I'd actually have to talk to my douchebag coworkers about it at the water cooler. Then I discovered AfterBuzzTV.com. AfterBuzz TV produces after-show webcasts and podcasts for TV series of all kinds, like post-game wrap-up shows for all your favorite TV shows. AfterBuzz TV hosts are industry insiders who break down episodes of shows, take calls from fans, and interview cast and crew from each series, with over 60 different after-shows, from Boardwalk Empire to American Idol to Vampire Diaries to Real Housewives, and more. Now, after a night of TV, I can ignore my stupid coworkers, who I hate, and go straight to my desk and watch or listen to all my favorite AfterBuzz TV after shows, and have all the TV fan interaction I need. Thank you, AfterBuzz TV.
AfterBuzz TV. What do you want to buzz about?
Movies, it's producer.
So should I tell him the show?
I really do like this song.
I know, me too.
I do too.
All right, while Spicy and Tom continue talking,
we're talking about news facts over here. We have news.
You should enjoy the song. It's a really good song.
Well, because I didn't see this episode and I want to partake so badly, I will say this of the moment you guys were speaking about with Steve and Fiona. It was almost kind of like Casablanca. You take whatever end you want, whether it's the flashback of Casablanca or the ending of Casablanca. Spoiler alert. You know, it's like, you know, do you go or do you not go? And then
it's so tough.
Yeah,
it is. So there you go. Homage to Casablanca through Shameless. That's smart writing.
You would have never thought that though, but
that is smart
right about
the modern day version.
I guess we could just jump into the news. I could listen to that song for quite some time.
Yeah, it's just two little newsy facts.
TV News.
Oh.
Yes. Okay, so today on AfterBuzz News, John Wells, who is a showrunner who also has executive producer credits for Shameless, will be directing a new film with Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts. Woohoo! And also in news, we have Zach McGowan. He has been signed on for the 3rd season of Shameless. So for those of you guys who don't know Zach McGowan, he is Jody Silverman, Karen's lover. So he'll be on the 3rd season. They've already started. Yeah, they already started for the taping of that. So yay, 3rd season. Everybody has to tune into AfterBuzz 3rd season Shameless.
Yes.
That's
good.
Those are my newsy facts.
Great news facts.
What for sure we're getting a 3rd season.
And then I did a little character profile breakdown today. Did
you search it on Bing?
Well, yes, I did. I searched it on Bing.
Well, real quick, I do want to say this before. Speaking of John Wells, for those of you who don't know him, very successful guy. I mean, he's got another show, Southland, that he's a producer on, which is on TNT, and then obviously with the movie coming out. So he's quite the busy guy.
Yes, he is. He was also the creator of ER, if anyone doesn't know
that's right, he was.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time.
He does fabulous shows.
And I think he's also the president of the WGA, or he has like one of the higher up positions in the WGA, if I'm not mistaken.
For those who don't know what the WGA is,
the Writers Guild of America.
Nice. Just for you viewers at home.
Yes.
And our iTuners.
Yes, and our iTuners. So Steve, who has come back, also known as Jimmy, I did a little background on him because we keep seeing him, coming back in Fiona's life. He's driving her a little crazy. So his breakout role in other things that we've seen him in was he played Tom Cruise's son in War of the Worlds. Do any of you guys remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Little thing. He was born in 1982. How about he's the same age as some of the other hosts on the show? I'm not going to say who. And because they don't want to give their age away.
Oh my gosh, that's great.
But we've also seen
you're
him
saying he's a child actor. He started as a child actor.
Well, no, he's young. Like he's young. Yeah, but he started off when he was younger.
I believe so did Cameron Monaghan as a child actor. He was the kid in the which doesn't even seem like that long ago, in Adam Sandler's movie Click, I want to say, or one of those movies, one of those goofy movies. He was the goofy redheaded chubby kid.
Oh, I remember that kid.
It doesn't even seem like he could morph to what he's turned into.
No,
but
and Justin is definitely morphed.
Yeah.
He is like fine now. But if you remember him when he was younger, he was like a little.
Did you like him in the mankini? Were you into that?
I'm not into mankinis, but if I was European, I definitely would be.
Oh, okay.
That would be hot. That would be hot to me. That would definitely be hot.
I was European.
Right, but he's had other appearances on shows like Weeds and Smallville. So we've seen him on some other projects, but his breakout role was on War of the Worlds. Though,
That's
and now
some good news.
Now Shameless.
I love
Are
hearing
you guys
about
fans
actors.
of Dragon Ball Z? Because it was in the movie version of that. Which
He
my
was
God,
in that as well.
hilarious.
I've never heard of that, but
No.
he was in that. I have that on my notes.
Wait, what do you mean you've never heard of Dragon
I've never
Ball Z?
seen it.
or-
No.
No.
You've
my
never heard
God.
of it.
No, so I didn't
No.
mention it because I was like,
you're
well, if I haven't heard of it, the world hasn't.
Oh,
Exactly. The world according to Spicy.
Right. I'm just playing. But yeah, so that's my info on Justin Chatwin.
and all the shameless news. Prediction time, or unless
Yes,
you had a
let's do
comment, Dorinda.
predictions.
Oh, no. I was going to bring up Cameron.
Yes, go.
I was just watching Law & Order SVU, a recent
Oh,
episode.
he was on
He
that.
was on it, and he was amazing.
He's a good actor.
Oh, he was so good. He broke my heart, too.
Well, you know who interviewed him?
You?
No,
me.
not me.
We,
Tom.
Phil and I did that. I think it was the last episode of last season, or the second
Number
to last.
11. It was
Penultimate.
11.
Oh,
yeah.
nice. We have to go back and
well,
look
no,
that
and
one
I
up.
still have the footage, and I'm editing your guys' interview, so we could do like a best of that interview. Obviously, you can't play the whole hour show, but
he was very, very gracious. He's a really incredible actor. He's a very nice, bright young man.
you got your Barbara Walters on. You were really good with your questions, I must say. This
nice.
guy
Some
over
good
here.
questions. It was fun. It was a good
And I
time.
will say this: what do you mean they can't listen to it? Just go. For those of you listening right now, go to episode 11.
Yes, episode
and
11.
Listen to the whole show, and you can
Yes,
listen
and
to
you
him.
can see what he has to say.
And while you're at it, tell your friends, because we always encourage everybody to tell your friends about AfterBuzz. Now let's do predictions for Shameless.
Predictions. AfterBuzz predictions.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV predictions.
It's Dorinda's official dance for Shameless.
Yes.
What do we think's gonna happen, or what storylines do we even care about? I definitely am now so interested in Kevin. I'm so interested to see if Kevin will get with with V, if they're able. Like, there's got to be a roadblock with
If they're
this
gonna have a
baby thing,
baby?
because I feel like they're both in tune with the idea. He is a standout guy. He's really, really cool. And she was, like you said, a little shielded, but now she's kind of opening up. And I think they're gonna want to have the baby, but there's got to be some
I hope it's
roadblock.
that she can't have a baby. I don't want to see
I know
that.
it sounds
I don't-
terrible for you to
yeah.
say, but I get what you're saying.
And that's almost too obvious for that to be the obstacle. I hope it's
Right.
something else.
Something.
Right.
I hope he's sterile.
Okay.
That would be a little bit better.
Oh my God, it'd be kind of funny too.
But then
A
they
little
have
bit
to
funny.
adopt
'Cause of the
again,
what?
and then we'll see Ethel come back.
Ooh. Or maybe Ethel just shows back up.
Yeah.
That could be
I
part
really-
of it,
yeah.
too.
No, but they could still have a child. But I really want Ethel to come
How
back.
adorable would that be if she did though, and they have a baby on the way, and then like Ethel feels like she's not wanted anymore? It would be something like cute like that. But I love that he was wearing Ethel's shirt on his
Yes,
face on the
at the
shirt.
bar.
In
That
the
was
bar.
so cute.
We didn't even talk about the bar stuff. Was there anything that was like super, substantial in the bar? Because he like
Him wearing that shirt.
That
Who
was
wears
it.
that to work? It
Yeah,
was like
in
a
a bar.
wanted ad, like a
In
little
a bar.
poster ad on
So
his
cute.
on his shirt. That was so cute. That's like a milk carton.
yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
What do you think's coming up? Are you tearing up? Did you
No,
really?
no,
She was
no.
emotional.
No.
Dorinda.
What if Ethel came back pregnant?
Again?
with a terrible
Oh,
With
baby boy.
Malik.
Oh, with Malika.
Yes, I would
Malika.
like
Did I say
with
Malika? She was with the woman now?
they made
Yes.
the baby Malika. No, that would be so. That would be really cute. And
That'd
then
be
Kevin
great.
and V are pregnant too. That would be a
Joint
good
babies.
scene.
Joint
That would
babies.
definitely be awesome. And speaking of babies, I think that there's a possibility that this is not Lip's baby after all. I think that's going to be revealed.
Even if it's not a possibility, we're going to go through every bit of that
Oh
to
my
find
God,
out
if
if it's
it's
going to happen.
Frank's baby, that'll be so
Oh my
disgusting.
God! What if it's Frank's baby?
Oh, God.
I forgot about that.
I really, there was a bit at the end, and I'm sure everyone saw, of her saying
The
that she
preview.
wants to put the baby up for adoption, and I really hope that's the way it goes because I want Phil to go to college. He's way too intelligent. I don't want him to fall. Lip. Philip.
Oh, right. Because he did tell Fiona, he's like, oh, I'm not getting up. Oh, so this was the first, in this episode, we got to see them go to school finally, right? The summer is over now.
Oh, yeah.
And he's choosing not to go to school?
Because he has to get a job.
Because he wants to get a job to take care of the baby.
Oh, and that's when one of you said, oh, and it's probably not even his baby.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And that would be completely awful if it was Frank's baby. But
Awful.
I can see that happening.
Yes.
But was it true when she told the officers that he was never erect when she was raping him?
I don't remember.
Do you know, did she really have sex with him? Was there like official intercourse that went on?
Well, what we saw, you thought that that's what was happening.
Right. We only saw the video.
That she was right.
So I think that's a possibility that it could be Frank's, but I'm hoping that it really.
But
is
even
Lips.
within this show, like these are story, ideas that you're like, oh, it's probably gonna go that route. I'm ready for new. Yeah, I'm ready for something completely new to step in there. Like again, like the grandma thing is fun, but I'm like ready for that to be over too. Just like when we had talked about Dottie was so interesting, to the show with the him trying to get the heart transplant or for her, and then it was gone. 2 episodes and gone. I'm ready for the grandma to.
Well, it's almost
be,
like they left us like, just when we thought that they were gonna kick her off. Now she has cancer, and you have to keep her.
Oh, you're right.
They hit us with that at the end.
How could I kick her off now? I know.
They can't even kick her out the house now.
No, you can't kick her out.
But she's still gonna be mean though. That's what's really rough.
Yeah, she
about
is
it.
definitely. But I'm hoping that something happens where maybe she meets a man, maybe she hooks up with Stan. I don't know.
You want everyone to just get.
You just want to see Stan's butt even more.
Yeah.
I'm just
Spicy's got a crush on
I'm
an
being
old
wishful
man.
thinking.
Okay. Shameless on AfterBuzz, recapping episode 7. So many different directions this went to, but if you want to continue the conversation, of course, go on AfterBuzzTV.com or follow the Twitter handle, which is AfterBuzzTV, or just go to talk to Tom and Mari. What are your Twitter handles if you guys have them?
TDT.
TDT? That's it?
TEEDETE.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he has to spell it out so people can get to that.
Yeah,
I was like, this is the shortest Twitter handle I've ever heard.
I wish.
And mine is Spicy, SPICY _ Mari, MARI. Spicy _ Mari.
And don't you have some films, Dorinda?
Yes, I do. It is my Twitter is at Lula Cherry Films.
Okay, good. And if we want to continue the conversation, I'm at Ronnie Jr Media. So cool, talk to us. Thank you guys, Shameless. It was a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. Thank you.
Definitely
Cool.
was. Thanks, and thanks to Phil back there.
Thank you, Phil.
Great input as well.
As always.
No problem.
Catch up on the episodes, Phil.
He works very, very hard, so he will at some point. AfterBuzz, you just watched Shameless, the after show. Continue to watch all the shows right here, and don't wing it, just bing it. All right, boom, we're out of here. Later.
Bye.
From Bing.com, executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.